Thomas puffed into the yard after a long day. He saw James and Gordon talking together. When he stopped at the water tower, he could hear everything they said. Said Gordon. Replied James. Said James. Both of the engines laughed. Thomas wondered what they were talking about. Percy was waiting when Thomas puffed into the shed. Asked Percy. Answered Thomas. Said Percy. Said Percy. Said Thomas. Thomas liked Stepney. Stepney was one of the oldest engines on the island of Sodor. He had interesting stories to tell. Thomas's favorite story was about Sir Topham Hatt as a little boy. One beautiful day, little Topham Hatt was out on a carriage ride with his grandfather. The horse was dashing through the countryside. Grandfather Hatt saw a rut in the road, but it was too late to swerve. Crack! The carriage's axle was broken, and the horse ran off. Luckily, no one was hurt, but they were a long way from home. Just then, Stepney, a brand new engine, came chugging by. He had a load of coal, so he didn't have any passenger coaches. There was only one thing to do. Topham Hatt and his grandfather crawled up to the pile of coal, and off they went. When they got to town, little Topham Hatt was covered head to toe in coal dust. He was very dirty, and so was his grandfather. So Mother couldn't be cross. They both laughed, and even had their picture taken. Thomas always liked that story, and Percy liked it too. It made them laugh to think that Sir Topham Hatt was ever that dirty. The next morning, Thomas went looking for Stepney. Said Thomas politely. Said Stepney with a smile. Thomas looked at the rock with some bones in it, and at the old chest. He didn't want to hurt Stepney's feelings. He stammered. Lost Stepney, he added proudly. Thomas thought the thing seemed pretty interesting, but he remembered Gordon and James saying that they were junk. Thomas didn't know what to think. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt came to see the engines. He said Gordon, said James. Thomas did not want the others to tease him, but he saw that Stepney looked sad, that no one wanted to help him. He quietly volunteered, said Sir Topham Hatt. He gave Gordon a look. Gordon puffed and James gave a cheeky chuckle. He said, Thomas pushed the special out of the yard. He heard James call out. All the way to Tidmouth, Thomas worried about what everyone would say about his old special. He knew the children liked him, but would they think that he was just an old fossil when he arrived with this old junk? When he arrived at Tidmouth, there was already a lot of interesting things to see. There was a butterfly tent, a petting zoo, and a frog exhibit. Thomas helped Stepney onto a special siding that allowed everyone to the fossil and chest up close, but no one seemed to notice they were there. And then Thomas heard one little boy shout with delight. Soon Thomas and Stepney were surrounded. Thomas had never heard the children so excited. He was excited too. So Topham Hatt walked over to them. Thomas was surprised to see that he looked dirty. Said Sir Topham Hatt. He laughed. Chuckled Stepney, added Sir Topham Hatt. Just then a man with a camera walked up. He said, Flash! The end.